sleeping on the street every night, and more people sleeping on the street every night. They're people that have all kinds of things have happened to them in their lives, and they've become deemed to be intentionally homeless, and so on. Those of you familiar with housing legislation will know what I'm saying when I say that. But we also have a generation, several generations perhaps, of children growing up in overcrowded, very expensive private rented accommodation. On seaside towns, they're sometimes reasonably housed during the winter, terribly housed during the summer, because the holiday flats go for visitors rather than those people that are homeless. And so you have this floating population all over the country on 6-month tenancies, assured short-hold tenancies, where they're in difficulties. Often very expensive and insecure, and sometimes the families have to move, children have to move schools several times, creating an insecurity for those children, and also a huge cost for the rest of us. Do you know what the annual bill is for housing benefit paid solely to the private rented sector? £9.5 billion. We're paying £9.5 billion to pay for the rent of people who need that help and support. They're entitled to it. I'm not complaining about their entitlement, but it's going to expensive private landlords. Now, if all of those were in council tenancies, some would still receive housing benefit, of course, but it would be nothing like £9.5 billion. So if we invested in building, say, over 5 years, 500,000 council homes, you'd create good, secure houses with lifetime tenancies, you would have rents that are genuinely affordable, and you would have good jobs in the building industry, and you'd have good jobs all the way through the supply chain. A virtuous circle by the provision of good quality housing, rather than the expenditure of a vast amount of money to provide people with inadequate, insecure accommodation.